Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of High Hopes Motivation with Igi de Sardinia. This week's topic is how to gain motivation to start training. So guys, let's dive straight into this week's topic. How do you gain your motivation to start a training regime? When a pandemic has hit and the gyms have been closed, outdoor facilities have been locked down, and we've been pushed into our homes, and you've maybe started a training regime, you were all amped up at the beginning of the year, and then with the lockdown, now all of a sudden you weren't allowed to train, you weren't allowed to carry on with the routine that you had going, which sort of puts a spanner in the works, and now you've lost your motivation and you're wondering, how do I get back into the routine again? How do I motivate myself again? So I just decided to come up with 5 tips that I believe will go a long way in helping you guys to regain that confidence, regain that motivation, and put a plan of action into place that will help you to achieve your goals and get you back into a training regime again. So guys, tip number 1. I think it's very important that you first of all identify why you want to exercise, why you want to train, why you want to start a specific sport. Because once you can identify why you want to start something, you are able to give yourself encouragement along the way to remind yourself why you started in the first place. So let's say you have a specific goal to fit into your wedding dress, into your tuxedo at your matric dance, then you know that is the reason why you're starting this exercise regime, and it will help you to stay focused on the way every time you feel discouraged. So tip number 2, guys, once you've identified why you want to undertake this journey to better your health or to start this fitness journey, it is imperative that you set a target, that you set a goal, a definite end goal, because this gives you your roadmap to show you this is my starting point and this is the destination, this is where I need to end off. And once you have that, you are able to plan the steps in between. So set yourself smaller goals along the way as well, because if you just set yourself this end goal and you do not know how to attain it, you're going to lose motivation along the way. So set yourself manageable goals along the way, smaller manageable goals. And as you achieve them, it will give you motivation along the way. And you are going to grow, and you are just going to stay on this path until you get to the end goal. Okay, guys, so step number 3 is setting up your action plan. So once you have decided why you want to undertake this journey, and you've set your end goal with manageable and achievable smaller goals along the way, now it's imperative that you have an action plan. I always love to speak of an action plan, guys, because once you have your planning in place, you can in earnest now work towards that goal. I know it's very difficult now that lockdown has been extended and the gyms have been closed and stuff, but there is always something you can do. So for an example, you set the target that you want to fit into your wedding dress, and you are now going to make use of what you have. Okay, maybe you can go walk your dogs at the moment. That is your goal. And then once the gyms start opening, you're like, I'm going to go sign up at the gym. I'm maybe going to go get myself a nutritionist, and I'm going to make myself a playlist that I listen to every time I get discouraged to help motivate me to train harder. And once you set these things in place, it's going to be different for every person. Every person gets motivated by different things. Every person will have a different action plan. But it's very important that you have these steps in place to help you to achieve your goal. Because once you have this in place, it just allows things to unfold as you go along. And I might also add that it is very important that you take up an exercise or something that you will enjoy doing. Because if you enjoy what you're doing, you're going to stick to it. So step number 4, guys, is to consciously decide to take accountability for everything that you are going to do going forward now. Once you're able to take accountability for your actions and everything you're going to do, it will help you to stick to the plan. Because when you know, I am the one who's messed up, or I'm the one who didn't go to training today, I'm the one who ate junk food, I'm the one who overslept today and didn't go to boxing. Once you can take responsibility for the things that you aren't doing or that you are doing wrong, then it will help you to stick to the plan. Because taking accountability is very important. It allows you to understand that no one else is to blame for you not reaching your targets or you're not reaching your goals but yourself. So tip number 5 and my final tip is to start forming a good habit, guys. So once you've decided to start taking accountability for your actions and everything you're doing, now is the time to start forming a good habit. No one is saying that you have to go all guns blazing and go training 6 times a week from the start, get-go. That is unreasonable to expect that from anybody. So I always advocate, see what works for you best. If you think you can allocate 1 or 2 training sessions to yourself a week at first and slowly build it up, then you do that. I always like to say progressive overload. So that is not just with training your muscles where you increase a variable to get better results, but it's the same with implementing something to form a good habit. Start off with 1 or 2 training sessions a week and slowly build up until you get to the amount of training sessions you ideally want to implement when you're working towards your goal. And once you've set this positive habit in place, it's going to be so much harder to stop, because you're going to start seeing the positive results, and it is literally addictive once you start seeing the positive results, not only on your mental well-being, but physically as well. Then it's just going to be a snowball effect, which is going to help you go forward. So to summarize, guys, it's not always easy to get yourself into the routine of wanting to train again. I know I've been there myself multiple times, but I can earnestly say, having gotten the results that I do have today, because I was a very overweight person, and I can tell you that once you identify why you want to do it, set yourself a goal, have yourself an action plan, take accountability for your actions and start forming these good habits. Like I said, it becomes addictive once you start seeing the good results, and you actually want to stick to it because you actually want to see, what can my body do? My body is this incredible machine, and I just want to see what it is capable of doing. So I hope some of these tips can help you guys start a training regime and stick to it. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, guys, please give it a subscribe. And like I always like to end my videos, have high hopes.